Welcome to Fastbook. Have you ever wondered if the life you want is hidden behind the tiny, quiet decisions you make every single morning? Modern life has given us a microwave mentality. We want health, wealth, and happiness to arrive in an instant. We've been trained to expect a total transformation without ever having to put in the time. But Darren Hardy, the author of The Compound Effect, discovered that the world's highest achievers don't work that way. He argues that true progress is actually a very slow, deliberate journey. When we think about success, we're really talking about that feeling of finally hitting the target you've been aiming at for years. It's less like a lottery win and more like a long hike to a mountain peak. You get there one step at a time. The first step to escaping the exhaustion of quick fixes is simply accepting that there are no shortcuts. Real growth happens when you trade the single giant effort for a series of small, smart ones. Imagine you're offered two paths. You can have $3 million in cash right now, or you can have one single penny that doubles in value every day for a month. Which one do you trust? Look at what happens to that penny over 31 days. For the first 2 weeks, it looks like a mistake. By day 20, it's only worth about $5,000. But in the final few days, the math takes over. The value explodes, doubling until it flies past $10 million. This is exactly how your daily choices work. Think about picking a salad over a burger at lunch. In that moment, you've just deposited one tiny penny into your health. It seems small, but that decision is part of a much bigger equation. The reason most of us quit is because that curve stays flat for so long. You eat the salad, you do the workout, and the next morning, the scale hasn't moved. We don't see the results immediately, so we assume the effort isn't working. But the math is undeniable. Small, intelligent actions, when repeated over a long period, will always have more power than a single desperate burst of energy. To see this in the real world, look at two friends with slightly different routines. One friend spends their evening reading 10 pages of a book and drinking water. The other spends that same hour eating a sugary snack and watching a few episodes of a show. These routines have become automatic. They've turned into habits, things we do without even thinking about them, just like the way you automatically reach for your seatbelt when you get into a car. After 5 months, these two friends still look and feel exactly the same. The extra water hasn't changed one's skin, and the extra sugar hasn't changed the other's weight. On the surface, nothing is happening. To get through these invisible months, you have to stay consistent. You have to keep showing up and doing the same small thing, day after day, like a gardener watering a seed that hasn't sprouted yet. But look at the stark divide that appears later on. By year 2, the difference is impossible to ignore. One friend is thriving and energetic, while the other is dealing with significant stress and declining health. The gap between them has become a canyon. This is what Hardy calls Big Mo, or momentum. Getting a heavy freight train to move its first inch takes a tremendous amount of power. But once it's moving, that same train becomes nearly unstoppable, gliding forward with very little effort. Your life is the same way. Whether you are moving toward your dreams or away from them depends entirely on the quiet momentum created by your daily patterns. You can take control of this process by simply paying attention. If you start tracking your actions in a notebook, writing down what you eat or how much you spend, you'll start to see those invisible habits clearly for the first time. You don't need to rewrite your entire life today. You just need a 2-millimeter shift. That's a tiny, simple adjustment to your course, like drinking one less coffee or reading for 5 minutes before bed. These small shifts are the only way to reach your goals. Instead of just dreaming of the finish line, you start focusing on the growth you feel in every single step you take. If you're here to learn English, don't worry about being fluent by tomorrow. Just give it 10 minutes of your time today, then 10 minutes tomorrow. Eventually, those tiny blocks of time will compound into a total command of the language. Real change isn't about the giant leaps we take once a year. It's about taking ownership of the smallest, most insignificant moments of your day. Your future isn't a mystery. It's being built right now by the small steps you choose to take today. Thanks for joining us at Fastbook. If you're ready to start your own compound effect, subscribe, like this video and hit the bell so you never miss a step in your journey.